For me personally, this liturgical year has been a very interesting one. Some of you may recall that I shared, but last Advent began in an interesting way. You may recall I had a priest friend of mine who took his own life, which led to a very profound reflection on, or a new reflection, one might say, of what is the meaning of hope, Advent hope. And there's been other things in there too. I've had another priest friend who left the ministry. But then coming into this Holy Week, unfortunately, I had some friends of mine who lost their 2-month-old baby. I attended that funeral on Wednesday of this week. It leads to a deeper reflection on what is the meaning of all of this. But at the heart of our suffering, of our sadness, of tragic moments, somehow, at the center of all of it is the cross of Jesus Christ. Christ crucified. All roads in our life, all spiritual roads, all eventually lead here to the foot of the cross. Because it's here at the foot of the cross, this place that seems like a place of no hope, of total, utter defeat, this tree of death. The whole ironic twist of the gospel is exactly here, in this place of utter despair, darkness, and death, defeat, that we find hope, that we find life, that we find healing, that we find triumph and victory. As I was praying and reflecting on all of these things, it kind of led to, felt like received from the Lord in prayer, that kind of came out in sort of a poetic reflection, you might say. So you received when you came in a sheet of paper that is the sort of prayer poem. It was the fruit of my prayer that I wanted to share with you all. It's there in English and in Spanish, but I'll read it out loud to you in English, simply sharing with you the fruit of my prayer with you all. Not by means of making it about me, but hopefully in sharing what the Lord shared with me as I reflected on these moments in life that may be helpful to you too, as you may reflect on your own moments of suffering or sadness of your life. Or when those things that seem to always be your support that were there, when those fall away, what is left? And ultimately, that our hope is found here in the cross. That when it seems all else falls away, here at the cross is our anchor of hope. We bring it all to the foot of the cross, and there all is transformed, leading to light and life. The cross, we might say, is precisely the crossroads, the intersection of all of these things. Death and life, despair and hope. It's precisely at the cross where we find our victory in Christ. So to conclude, I just want to read out loud this prayer poem to you. And you're welcome to follow along if you want, or if you just want to listen and receive it in that way. It's simply titled, At the Foot of the Cross. When all my supports fall away, when all these things I cling to crumple, when my solid pillars topple, when the ones whom I thought would persevere to the end with me, ones whose endurance inspired me, the ones who urged me, encouraged me, whose example, presence, and friendships were solid rocks. When they, the persevering ones, give up, when they fall away, what still stands? Who do I turn to? To what do I cling for support? What is left standing? The cross. When death suddenly and unexpectedly takes out runners from the race of life, some bowing out gracefully as ascending shining lights, some snuffed out like a candlelight, followed by darkness and gloom and wisping smoke. Or when the ones who I thought were full of hope fall into despair, when one who preached hope takes his own life, then what? Only the cross. If my brother at arms with me on the lines in the trenches turns and walks away, says it's not worth fighting anymore, asks, what are we fighting for? He who told me so often why and what we were fighting for. One who stood by me in battle with a gleam in his eye and a fire in his belly and a song in his heart. When this brother abandons me, what will keep me in the battle? What will keep the light in my eye, my fire burning? How can I carry the battle song alone? When all have left their posts, and I find myself standing on the battle lines alone, how shall I stand? I can only fall at the foot of the cross, my only strength and sure support. The only thing still standing when all else has fallen, my strong anchor in the tempest, my anchor of hope. I cannot stand alone, I can only fall before the cross. My life is on the brink of the grave. I'm reckoned as one in the tomb. I've reached the end of my strength. I cannot stand alone, I can only fall before the cross. Like one alone among the dead, like the slain lying in their graves, I call to you, Lord, to you I stretch out my hands. Will you work wonders for the dead? Will the shades stand and praise you? Will your love be told in the graves, or your faithfulness among the dead? Yes, you whisper, the cross. What profit would my death be, my going to the grave? Can dust give you praise or proclaim your truth? Yes, you whisper, the cross. The cross is the only answer. Among ash, earth, and dust, earth to earth, ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Here where the cross is planted, only here will you work wonders for the dead. Only here will the shades stand and praise you. At the cross your wonders are told in the graves, and paves the way, the path to the path of life. The tomb, now the womb of resurrection. Your faithfulness is told even now among the dead. What profit would my death be? Am I going to the grave? It is life for you and life for the world. Here at the foot of the cross, even the dust gives you praise and proclaims your truth. I can only fall at the foot of the cross, and it is only by the cross I stand. Only by the cross I rise from dust and ashes, and sad with the shades to stand and praise you. For me, you have changed my mourning into dancing. You removed my sackcloth and ashes and clothed me with joy. So my soul sings psalms to you unceasingly. O Lord, my God, I will thank you forever. For only by the cross can I stand. Only with the cross can I carry on. The cross is my last and only hope. For me personally, this liturgical year has been a very interesting one. Some of you may